Okay, boys and girls, we are on chapter 3 now for Hatchet. As always, you have the link down below for when you want to follow along or look back at the text for help on your assignments, or if you choose to read it on your own in general. I'm not going to go through this slide every time. It's the same. I just want to make sure I always offer it up in the videos in case you do want to check it out and pause the video to look at it. But this is our general layout. Paying close attention to the bottom because we have read 3 chapters, so there will be a quiz for this chapter, and we'll talk about that when we get to the end. Okay, your written response for chapter 3. What do you think that Brian should do now that he has landed the plane? So what you're going to do is you're going to take or come up with 3 different things you believe he should do, and why are those things important? So at least 3 different things. You can do more than 3 if you want, but a minimum of 3 different things you believe he should do now that he's landed, okay? And then after each of those things, you can't just list it. You have to tell me exactly why. Why should he specifically be doing that now that he's landed the plane? So think about survival, think about where he is, what he has available to him. What do you think he should be doing? And again, it says copy down the question above and respond to it in your notebook or paper. And this answer should be at least 6 sentences or more. I always emphasize or more because it doesn't mean you count 6 sentences. Don't tell your parents or anybody, oh, I only have to do 6, if that's how many it takes to answer the question. But if you need more sentences than that to make sure you answer the question fully, then it should be longer than that. And again, you can either go through the chapter and read it again on the PDF if you need to help you out with this response. Okay, so final day for your vocab, because this vocab was for chapters 1 through 3, and we just finished chapter 3. So you've already copied down the vocab words. That was the first thing you did, and then found the definitions during chapter 1's assignments. On chapter 2, you were to use each word in a sentence and make sure it was a complex sentence, not a super short, simple sentence. Your final task for our vocab is to choose at least one of these words. You can use more if you want, but at least one, and create a short story with one of the vocab words in it. So a short story I put is at least a paragraph long, and a paragraph, is 5 to 7 sentences. It can always be longer, boys and girls, more detail. If you want to make it a really extravagant story, that's totally fine with me. You can use more than one of these words. These words are, similar to each other. They can be used in the same story as each other, but you're only required to use one and create it as a short story. So that's your final task for your vocab. And the extra assignment for this chapter is called Rewrite the Scene. So in chapter 3, Brian is trying to figure out where to land the plane, and he ends up choosing to aim for a lake, which we know he lands in. But I want you to rewrite this part as if there were no lakes or any bodies of water around for him to land on. So let's say he didn't have the option to land in a lake or ocean or any kind of water. So your task is to decide where he would decide to land instead. So here are the things you need to make sure you do. You first need to explain where he would choose to land. So decide what's he going to decide to land on based on what's around him. Second thing you want to make sure, write down the thoughts that would be going through Brian's brain or mind as he prepares for this type of landing. Landing on water, he might have had different thoughts, but if he's not able to land in that water, think about what might be going through his mind as he prepares to land in this new place that you're deciding to have him land. The fourth thing is, make sure you be specific about what's happened. Don't just say, okay, he hit the ground. Be specific about the process. Is he hitting things on his way down? Does he crash into something? Does he hit a bird on the way down? Be creative and be specific. You're the author of this scene, so make it your own. The next part, and I just said this, is write as if you're the author rewriting the scene. So put yourself in that author position and make sure you have your reader understand it, which is the last thing, is making sure you have enough details and information, just like all the things above, so that your reader can have a complete understanding of what your scene is and how you lay it out. Okay, that's your extra assignment today. Okay, so here's your list of assignments, and then we're going to talk about the very bottom. So you have to complete your written response for today. You have your vocabulary short story, and then you have your rewrite the scene task. The very last thing, once you're done with all 3 of those assignments, the last thing you do is you're gonna go take the comprehension quiz. This is for all the way chapters 1 through 3. So this encompasses and has all 3 chapters in one quiz, just like we used to do on Bud Not Buddy, where it was 3 quizzes all put together. It's on Google Forms, and the link is right here. Now, the link is posted below, like I say, but I'm also going to put it under this video in the YouTube comments, so you can click on it from there, because I know since this is a video, you cannot click on this link, but if you want to pause the video and write the link down or type it into the internet, that's fine. The link will take you directly to the quiz. The quiz is called Hatchet, chapters 1 through 3 quiz. The first response you have to put in there is your first and last name. That's how I know it's you taking the test. You don't have to sign into Google or anything like that. Clicking on this link is all you have to do, or typing in the link if you can't click on it. You type in your first and last name, and then it's 10 questions that you have to answer. They're multiple choice questions. At the bottom, it'll click submit. It'll tell you that you sent it to me, and I'll immediately get the results, and you actually will be able to see your score right after you take it, so you can see what grade you got after you're done, okay? If you have any trouble with the quiz or doing the link or anything, please let me know. Otherwise, these are your assignments, and make sure you do that quiz before we start our next reading next week, because we're gonna do chapters 4 through 6, and there'll be another quiz after that. So I wanna make sure we all get this done. And as soon as you turn it in, that's it, you're done with it. It'll tell you you submitted, and it'll immediately send the information to me. So you don't have to tell me that you took it. As long as you put your first and last name on there, then you get credit for taking that quiz. So you gotta make sure you get that done. And again, any questions, whether it has to do with the written response, the vocab, the scene, the rewriting the scene, or the quiz, make sure you reach out to me. I don't want you guys to struggle, especially because this is our first time doing this. This is the first week of all our assignments. So please ask me questions now, because it's gonna look just like this every week when we do these next couple, do the rest of the book, okay? So always reach out, always ask questions when you need help, okay? Hope you guys enjoyed these first 3 chapters, and I look forward to reading the rest of the book. See you guys next week.